The rental car's tires crunched over the gravel of the circular drive at the Aspen estate. An older Toyota Camry that coughed once before settling into silence. I sat behind the wheel for a moment longer than necessary. Fingers tight on the steering wheel. Feeling the familiar knot in my chest tighten. 3 years. 3 years of silence after they chose the family name over my truth. My stepmother Victoria's backhanded invitation still burned in my memory. We'd love for you to join us. Mia, if you can get away from whatever it is you're doing these days. The pause had been deliberate. Heavy with the judgment that had always followed me since my mother-in-law passed. I stepped out in my simple navy dress from H&M. Hair in a plain ponytail. Mother's thin silver watch the only jewelry. No designer labels. No flash. Everything calculated to confirm their picture of me as the family failure. The valet's eyes flicked over the car with barely hidden surprise. Guests here didn't arrive in 8-year-old economy models. But I smiled calmly. That calm had been my armor. Forged in the nights I cried alone in my Denver studio apartment. Radiator clanging like an accusation. Walls thin enough to hear neighbors' arguments. The kind of silence that Vietnamese families like my mother's side understood too well. The heavy weight of not wanting to bring shame. Of swallowing pain to keep harmony. But harmony had cost me everything. Victoria swept down the marble steps in a St. Laurent ensemble. Her smile sharp enough to cut. Mia. Darling. What a surprise. We were half expecting you might not make it. Her laugh tinkled like breaking glass. That car is certainly a bold choice. The neighbors might think we're doing renovations. My older brother Ethan emerged next. Yale tie clip gleaming. Bourbon already in hand though it was barely 5. Good to see you. Sis. You're looking. Well. The hesitation before, well, told me everything. He'd expected me broken. My younger sister Sophia air-kissed my cheeks. Her Hermes heels clicking. You made it. We had bets going on whether you'd save up enough for gas. Inside the foyer. Italian marble and a chandelier worth most people's yearly salary greeted me. The great room fell quiet as I entered. 15 pairs of eyes cataloging my outfit. My tote bag. My lack of jewelry. Cousin Lydia leaned forward. Her face tight from recent work. Still in that little Denver apartment? How quaint. Uncle Robert swirled his whiskey. We keep telling Ethan we should help you upgrade. Family helps family. After all, the irony landed like a slap. 3 years ago, when Ethan's insider trading on a major tech deal had risked everything. They hadn't helped me. They'd made me the scapegoat. I'd been the junior analyst who'd discovered the irregularities. Instead of confronting him, Victoria and the lawyers had pressured me to sign the NDA. To take the quiet exit with severance that was really hush money. The family reputation comes first. Mia, Victoria had said coldly. Your mother would have understood sacrifice for the greater good. My mother-in-law. The resilient Vietnamese immigrant who taught me hard work and quiet strength. Would have fought for justice. But with her gone, I became expendable. The silence after that night, no calls. Only generic Christmas cards from Victoria's assistant saying, "Hope you're finding your way," had carved deep wounds. In our culture, family was everything. Being cast out felt like erasure. I took my seat at the far end of the table. Practically in another zip code. They launched into their usual rhythm, Ethan boasting about his latest venture capital wins at Thornton Capital Group. Sophia gushing over her planned luxury spa development in Vail. Victoria presiding like royalty. Appetizers arrived, oysters from the East Coast. Foie gras. I sipped tap water while they ordered $1,000 wines. Try the Wagyu. Mia, Victoria suggested. I know it's probably outside your usual budget, but it's exceptional. Sophia stage whispered. Some things never change. Each condescending word pushed the knot in my chest tighter. They saw poverty in my thrift store clothes and modest life, but never the patient fire it hid. while they vacationed and posted on social media. I had worked 14-hour days at a small investment firm, dissecting balance sheets, memorizing loopholes. My breakthrough came with a struggling logistics company I restructured and sold for massive profit. That seed grew into Gwyn Legacy Holdings, named for my mother's maiden name. A ghost company operating through Delaware shells and P.O. boxes. No public trace. I bought failing businesses with strong fundamentals. Rebuilt them quietly. Sold to buyers who never knew my name. Every dollar went back into the machine. No parties. No validation. Just capital accumulating like a dragon's hoard. The real move had been acquiring Pinnacle Peak Hospitality 6 weeks ago in a private $2.1 billion deal. They owned 18 luxury properties, including this Aspen resort where the Thorntons held every family gathering. Through layers of holdings, I also controlled the logistics firms Ethan relied on, the development rights for Sophia's Vale project, and the bank managing the family trusts via a recent merger. 3 years of being underestimated had built an empire in the shadows. Dessert wines arrived. The leather check folder landed on the table. Ethan reached for his platinum card without looking up. "I'll handle it." That's when I moved. Smooth and deliberate, placing my matte black titanium card beside the folder. The waiter recognized it instantly. "Shall I charge this to the owner's account as usual?" MS. Thornton. The silence was absolute. Victoria's expression cracked. Ethan's hand froze. Sophia's glass stopped midair. "What did you just say?" Victoria demanded. Voice strained. The waiter repeated it nervously. I turned my phone screen toward them, showing the acquisition documents. Gwyn Legacy Holdings completed the purchase 6 weeks ago. Private transaction. I own all 18 locations, including this one. Panic rippled. Ethan Googled frantically and found nothing exactly as designed. I listed the subsidiaries calmly, the logistics companies feeding his portfolio. Now mine, the Vale development rights Sophia needed. Now requiring my approval, the bank merger that made me the controlling stakeholder in their trusts. "Your trusts remain safe," I said quietly. "I'm not a monster." But starting next quarter, beneficiaries must complete 40 hours of hands-on charity work monthly, serving meals, building shelters. No galas or checks. Mandatory financial literacy courses. Detailed reporting on purchases over $10,000. And a mentorship program guiding underprivileged young people in starting businesses. The room erupted in outrage. "This is extortion," Sophia cried. "It's accountability," I corrected softly. "The same accountability you avoided when you chose reputation over truth 3 years ago." I revealed the final piece. I had acquired Wellington Associates, the firm that buried evidence of Ethan's trades. The real emails, records, paper trail, all in my possession. I could release it tomorrow. Trigger investigations. But I won't. Destroying you isn't the goal. My voice remained level. But inside, the trauma surged, the nights of isolation. The cultural shame of being the outcast daughter who dared to disrupt family harmony. The betrayal that taught me silence could be a weapon. I stood, smoothing my dress. "You made the rules. Worth measured in status and money. I just learned to play better." As I moved toward the door, Victoria asked hoarsely, "What's your endgame?" "Mia?" I met her eyes. "I want you to feel what it's like to have your value questioned. To be told you're not enough. To watch family choose comfort over truth. Then maybe you'll understand why I left. And why I came back." I paused at the threshold. "My assistant will send schedules. The Tenderloin shelter needs help with breakfast service at 5:30 a.m. Victoria. Don't be late. They provide hairnets. Outside. My reliable Honda waited. In the rearview mirror, I saw them through the windows, shattered, surrounded by empty bottles and their ruined certainty. The Thornton fortune remained. But now those doors led to shelters and community centers where worth was measured in effort and kindness, not market caps. I drove back toward Denver, the weight of 3 years lifting. They had called me poor. They were right. I'd been poor in their terms: money, status, connections, but rich in resilience, the kind my mother Lon had instilled, the freedom to build from nothing, to define success on my own terms. They thought I'd come back for revenge. They were wrong. I'd come back to set us all free, forcing them to earn what had always been handed to them. Starting Monday at 5:30 sharp. Their real education would begin in the places where showing up mattered more than any trust fund. And maybe, in time, they'd understand the greatest gift they'd given me was teaching me that real wealth isn't inherited. It's built when you have nothing left to lose.